Hello, I'm Felicia, and I'm speaking about the failings in my mental health care with TEWV Valleys NHS Foundation Trust. My previous video spoke about the immediate failings, leaving me without any mental health support following a suicide attempt I made in February 2025. And leaving me abandoned whilst I'm still suicidal. This particular video focuses on the systemic failings of the care provided by TEWV Valleys Trust. On December the 8th, 2023, I confided in one of their psychiatrists at Prince's Road Clinic, Malton, about a disturbing comment I had seen in my medical records. My GP had written, "Scan abnormal, to be expected, no action needed," about an abnormal MRI scan from York Hospital in July 2022. 2 hours after I had seen the psychiatrist on the 8th of December, my GP practice had locked me out of my TPP System 1 account. I could not gain entry. 5 days later, when I got a new password, I saw that the practice had amended that record and added no review applicable. Now, the psychiatrist will claim that he wrote to the GP about that comment, but his letter did not reach my GP practice until Wednesday, the 13th of December. I remember it well. And an audit trail, if it hasn't been tampered with, will show that the GP practice changed that password around 2:30 p.m. on the 8th of December. This timeline indicates that the psychiatrist got on the phone very, very quickly and gave my GP practice the heads up to alter that comment. In your discharge letter from May 2024, you say, "Felicia thinks that NHS bodies are colluding with each other." Now, I'd like a health executive from TEWV Valleys Trust to come out and tell me what that was if that wasn't colluding. Your psychiatrist could have phoned York Hospital and asked them about why they hadn't acted on that abnormal scan. But instead, he chose to give the GP practice the heads up to alter that record, which is being complicit in covering up the situation and tampering with my records. On the 13th of December 2024, after one of your psychiatric liaison officers at A&E at York referred me back to the CMHT, the female psychiatrist who I saw at Prince's Road Clinic, Malton, sat opposite me and with a smirk on her face told me that she wasn't going to offer me any support or signpost me, and she prescribed Zopiclone, a dangerous sleeping pill, that she wasn't going to review. Now, Zopiclone, that medication, is the medication I use to try and end my life. To sit opposite a patient who you know is on the floor and who has been suffering with suicidal ideation for 6 years and tell them, while smirking, that you're not going to help them and give them that dangerous sleeping pill is sadistic and cruel. That psychiatrist has no place working in mental health. You know, anyone that works in mental health, it's a privilege and honour you have. You're dealing with members of the community with fragile psychologies, and we come to you in the hope that you will treat our psychologists with care and respect. And to trample on someone while smirking when they're in this position, it's unbelievable. She has no place working in mental health. Following my suicide attempt on the 7th of February 2025, I saw a psychiatrist at Cross Lane Hospital who was part of the crisis team. And he said to me, "Felicia, we need to come up with a plan. We need to get to the bottom of this pain that's causing your suicidal crisis. I'm going to get your medical records and I'm going to speak to the consultants and I'll tell them how this pain is affecting your mental health." I was delighted. I thought, at last, the mental health services are going to communicate with the medical teams about what this is doing to me. He didn't do that. He phoned the GP and told the GP to re-refer me back to a new NHS trust. He's led me back to the merry-go-round that caused my suicidal crisis. I've been trapped in a cycle of referrals and rejection for 12 years, and it's this cycle that has led to my mental health crisis. But you've not addressed the underlying causes. You've just directed me back to the dangerous position. Now, I'm not going back to that referral cycle, not without any support or without any safeguarding, which you have closed down. I'm asking you at Tees Valley's NHS Trust to come out and please explain and be accountable for these actions. Why did that psychiatrist promise to speak to the consultants, but instead has just guided me back to the dangerous merry-go-round? What do you call that psychiatrist's actions at Princess Road Clinic if it wasn't collusion? And why did you refuse me that support on that re-referral in August? I'm asking you to stop hiding behind bureaucracy and help me to fix the issues that have led to this crisis. I'm trapped in a broken system that is intent on shifting the blame rather than offering genuine care. So I'm asking you to please come out and speak to me publicly about both the immediate failings and these systemic issues. Why have you abandoned me and left me with no support when you know that I'm still suicidal? What do you expect me to do? And why are you not helping to push this process to a conclusion? You know, psychiatrists have a huge amount of power in our system. And that psychiatrist at Cross Lane could really help me. He could get behind a new referral and ensure that it isn't refused. And with safeguarding in place to prevent any further bullying or gaslighting, I may get a better response from the medical services. But you've not done that. You've hidden behind bureaucracy, given me false promises, and let me down again. So I'd like you to come out and please answer these questions. And on a wider issue, this refers to much bigger issues than just myself. This is failings in mental health care across the board that needs to be addressed. Our mental health system is broken. So anyone watching this who has experienced failings in mental health, please reshare this, add hashtags, and tag people in who you think, organisations who may be able to help. Thank you for watching.